So let's talk about the ladder of lights. This is, everyone always has this whole thing about the gatekeeping and gate walking and all that stuff. So, as it explains in the mardukite Necronomicon, the Anunnaki Bible, it explains that the ladder of lights, it's called BAB.ILI. It's BAB.ILI. ILI, or the Ilu, it means gods in Babylonian, and Bab is like a stairway. So it's a pre-Semitic form of the Kabbalah, and the primary trinity that would compose the supernal triangle, like represented the three rays of the sun, is Anu, Enki, and Enlil. And these forces are not necessarily dealt with directly. They're not necessarily always asked for particular petitions. They are called on usually in preliminaries. Anu, Enlil, Enki is usually the beginning of a prayer to invite the attention of these beings. But most specifically, as related in the mardukite system, or the Babylonian and Egyptian systems, which it is drawn from, it deals with a younger or third-party pantheon of Anunnaki elder gods, which seems significant to what some people have now become kind of familiar with as stargates, and composes the seven heavens of the Anunnaki dimensions. So you have the seven, and you have Anu, Enlil, and Enki, so that's 8, 9, 10. There's 10 dimensions. And then a one all-encompassing source, which is not present specifically in a singular source within this existence. So that's 10 plus 1. That's like quantum physics right there, from 6,000 years ago. So in descending order, we have the URTA, the Saturnalian current, MARDUK, AMONRA, ATEN, is the Jupiter current, NERGAL, also ERA, the Annihilator, is the Martian current, SHAMMASH, or SHAMMASH, the solar current, Ishtar or NANNA, so Astarte, the Venusian current, and NABU or NEBO, the Mercurial current, communications, and NANNA SIN, the lunar current. So, as a vessel or a being, the magician stands as a priest of Eridu and is basically entering the spirit of the earth gate, which is sometimes called Kia. So it would seem that the system might be limited or incomplete. The physical representations of the currents that are not dealt with, such as like those beyond Jupiter, Neptune, the gaseous giants, etc., they were representing beings like the supernal trinity, which were considered distant and forgetful. And these beings were not, as bodies, as celestial bodies, Neptune, so forth, they were not visible from Earth until fairly recently. It was only since the evolution of the telescope and whatnot that we've been able to actually see these other planets. So, the initial ascent up the ladder of lights is essential to the formation of the complete astral form that is necessary of a fully empowered gatekeeper. But these are not layers like has been ascertained by some other authors or presenters of similar traditions. They're not layers to be added to one's being. These layers, if you want to call them that, these levels which vibrate harmoniously with the seven currents of creation, already there. What these do is there's a purity and programming that is something that even the New Age light workers only scrape upon. Being that both our systematic design and that of the local, physical, holographic universe is both by Anunnaki designed, simply experienced at varying levels of existence. The same currents can be found in all perceived levels of existence, both spiritual and physical, showing that they are all the same entangled system at the core, but refracted outward to create multiple levels, perceived as levels, compounding on one another. These levels are not really separate at all, but each are perceived as a system in itself. They're given their own semantics and their own truths, and they all appear to be validated by one another within that semantics.